Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today we are working on this one. This was a pattern inspired by yesterday's bracelet. Well, day before yesterday. Day before yesterday's bracelet that I did that only had, 12 strings, and we bumped it up to 16 instead. I don't remember what the original pattern number was, but I just took my version of it and expanded upon that. And I think I really come across something pretty cool. Because we made it more strings, I was able to make it smaller, if that makes any sense. So the other version, in order to make it so I could have a kumi loop and have it look pretty, I turned it into a 12 string to have 12 individual strings going into the loop so I could have the kumi. And that makes it 24 coming down. But when you pair it up, you're still at the 12 strings, which gives it a nice thickness and it's a pretty sturdy bracelet, pretty nice. But this one, because we bumped it up to 8 strings going into the loop, that's the least you need to be able to actually do a kumi braid. And that allowed to have just 16 strings coming down and make it with the tiny individual strands, which kind of, I kind of feel like it, because the lines are so much thinner, it almost blurs the lines between them. The black kind of fades away, and you're left with these colors that are doing this really cool gradient change coming from this I don't know what the color purple is. It's like a really almost pinkish purple, then to the red, to the orange, and the yellow, which was not how I actually did out the pattern when I was making it. My original intent, I thought, would be to have a lighter shade of yellow and have red be the hottest color in there. But then when I went to looking at the strings, I found these, which were left over from one of the earlier projects. The zigzag and arrowhead had these 4 strands left over, and I was just like, yeah, that might just really do it, and try it out, see what it does. And I gotta say, I really love what it did. Again, this was a job for using my little number clicker thing that counts up every time you push it to help me to not have to keep going back over it. However, as I was getting towards the end, it turned out that I had missed counting a couple of rows, and so that kind of threw me off a bit. I was actually closer to the finish than I had thought it was based on the clicker. So apparently I can't trust myself to hit the clicker when I finish the rows like I thought I could, but it's okay. It all worked out in the end. I don't know why it dawned on me to count before I did that, but I did. This took almost 2 hours to do, give or take. Yeah, it's delicate work. It's a lot more knots. I don't know. It took a while though. It was almost 2 hours. Again, didn't have any worries about string running out, so that was kind of a plus. I think with the thinner ones, I think you can actually get away with having shorter strings. I don't think it, because the knots are smaller, maybe it doesn't use up as fast. I don't know. Plus it all kind of gets used kind of evenly, except the black strings get used more than any of the color ones. They're barely doing anything in their little spaces, so the black ones obviously get used a lot more. So yeah, I mean, just kind of use caution. Again, I just do the 1/3 of a skein rule. It makes it so that way any bracelet that I pretty much have come up with, I have not ran out of string on. So I think it's a pretty decent rule there. Trying to think if there was anything else I really gained from this. I was watching some videos while working on this. That was kind of fun. it was a day off, so I didn't have anybody watching me on the live streams or any of that kind of stuff. So I just kind of concentrated on what I was doing. In fact, you might have noticed I'm wearing the same thing as I was with the pattern video. Same day. I did the pattern this morning, got kind of excited about the prospects, cut up the string. Well, basically, I only had to cut up the black ones. The rest was already pre-cut, and got that over to Mandy. She put together the kumi for me, and then I went to work on it, and I love it. I think this is a gorgeous bracelet. It really is striking. And hey, this is the middle. I need to thank my YouTube members. These videos can end kind of abruptly because it's so repetitive. Like, yeah, you can't see like which one it's going to end with. So I usually try to thank everybody in the middle of the video. So that's what suddenly realized this is the diamond portion of it. And again, I think that portion turned out pretty cool, isn't it? It's like this pinkish purple diamond with the red inside of it just really becomes like this eye in the middle of the whole thing. I don't know. Oh, double checking my math, make sure I had the right number of rows. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like been so concentrated on making bracelets and this has been such a busy day. I know that I'm not quite with it right now, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy making this. It's not terribly difficult, and you can see the way I kind of do the segment knotting, sort of. Well, if I'm on the right side, I stay onto the right side, that kind of thing. But you kind of, it's a lot like doing chevrons, where you can only kind of do a little bit at a time. But that was okay. It turned out all right. I don't mind. I'm still pondering the possibility. There's some alternative ways of doing this, and I'm still pondering, like, should I go ahead and just do that and kind of keep this series going on a little bit longer, or do I move on to some of the other patterns that I picked out that I thought would be a lot of fun to make? So I think that's a tomorrow problem. We'll worry about that then and see how that goes. But yeah, it's really pretty. If you have any kind of questions and stuff, hit me up. I don't know. I'm trying. There's a couple people that have been kind of reaching out to me here recently. I'm going to try to help with. One of them is having difficulties with reading patterns. I don't know if that's just because of the way the patterns are on the other websites, or if they've seen my patterns. I don't know. So I'm trying to. There's like this whole correspondence, like send a message and then wait a day to get a reply. I think it's time zones, because I'm here in Singapore, and that's halfway around the world from like East Coast United States. So it is what it is. I do my best. Trying to think if there's anything else I kind of gained from doing this. Not really. I mean, it's so much like the previous bracelet from a couple days ago. It's just a little bit longer. I definitely like the way that the yellow is just a single knot on the edge, and the other ones are in sets of two, except for the purple. Well, the purple's singular, and then in the center. So the purple sort of comes out as like these dots, and then the other colors sort of do the sweeping blend, which I think turned out really kind of neat. I like that a lot. I really do. Like I'd be halfway tempted keeping this bracelet for myself, but I don't know. I can't keep them all. So at the end of the month, it'll go up into my shop, and if you're interested, you can check it out. Shipped to pretty much everywhere except for the United States, only because the least shipping to send to the States is still ridiculous. I think it has to do with the tariffs. It has to be sent by something that's kind of like Federal Express, except for it's like through our main post office, and it's pretty expensive. So until that can come down, I can't ship to the U.S. So sorry, guys. It's just unfortunate. It really, truly is. It really is bad. And that's even with did a whole thing. I don't know. Save that for another video. We're getting near the end here. I just saw myself counting it out. And that's where I figured out that I was getting close. So here comes the big reveal momentarily. If you like the video, please hit like. I will be back tomorrow with a new pattern and stuff. So, that'll be fun. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.